Hello guys, Smoothie here, and today we are not on iRacing. That's right, we are on Assetto Corsa Competizione for our first ever league race. We are racing in a McLaren 720S, and this week we're on Silverstone. After wanting to join a proper league for a while now, I finally managed to get a spot in the Actrollvision ACC league. Actrollvision has 4 splits: Pro, Gold, Silver and Bronze. For now, we're racing in the Bronze League, the lowest split. But you know what? That's totally fine with me. I don't have many hours in Competizione yet, and it's the perfect environment to get used to the game as well as racing on it. We're currently on board with my fastest qualifying lap, which is going to put me into P5. I wasn't quite happy with the lap, even though it was my personal best. There is so much time to be gained here, but I'm still not 100% comfortable with the car and the game itself. The biggest issue I'm facing right now is the difference in braking compared to iRacing. In iRacing, you would only apply about 70 to 80% braking before coming off it slowly, whereas in Assetto Corsa, you can just step on the brake 100% and then generally don't trail brake for as long as you would on iRacing. That is a huge change in muscle memory that I first need to get used to. I can notice the lack of pace by comparing my lap times to the ones from the very best drivers. On iRacing, I'm usually like 1 to 1.5 seconds behind the fastest guys, where in Assetto Corsa Competizione it's between 2 and 3 seconds, which is just a huge difference. But I can't wait to try and get better. Let's get right into the race now. We're going to stay on board for the first lap as usual. Only this time, we're expecting a lot less chaos. We're in a league after all, not an iRacing lobby. I have to warn you though, it's not going to be a particularly entertaining race. This was the very first race I've ever done on Assetto Corsa Competizione, so I didn't quite know how to handle the warm-up lap. As a result, my tires were a little cold at the race start, so I was understeering a lot and immediately lost the slipstream to the guys ahead. Not ideal. As we are coming down the hangar straight and going into Stowe, I already had to go defensive a little bit so we won't lose any positions. Still going very slow through here, as we still suffered from a lot of understeer. But luckily, the guys ahead got into a fight straight away, which allowed us to catch back up. Not only that, we're going to gain a position from it, as Doman had to take a very bad line on the exit of the chicane. I wasn't planning on fighting anyone this early on. I just wanted to build a gap to the guys behind as quickly as possible. But I'm also not going to sit there if an opportunity comes up. As nothing else happened in this very first lap, we're gonna skip right to the start of the second one. Doman was still sitting close behind me, so he tried to go for a move into the chicane, but completely overshot the corner, which allowed me to get the undercut on him again. From then on out, it was a bit of a lonely race. I was building the gap behind and lost time to the people in front. That's why we skipped 3 laps now. Only 2 people behind me were gaining time on me at that point, and one of them was Mr. Diggles in the BMW. I knew he was much quicker than me, so I figured it's better to let him by. I think this is something a lot of newer sim racers don't understand. You don't have to race everyone and anyone around you. Sometimes it's better to let someone by and try to follow them for as long as possible. Yeah, sure, I could have defended him for a while, maybe a few laps. But we are 10 minutes into a 60-minute race, and he's a second a lap quicker than me. He was gonna overtake me anyways. There is no point in fighting and losing time to the guys behind, when I can just let him go and lose as little time as possible. It could benefit me at the end of the race. We skip another 7 laps, almost to the 30-minute mark. And this is where the race started coming to me. we caught right back up to Gardner, who was steadily pulling away from me in the first couple laps. Perhaps he was struggling on tires? I don't know. It took me a few laps to set up a move, but as we come around Abbey and the farm, he got a very bad line, so we took the opportunity to go down the inside. Side by side through Village and the loop, and we knew this move was not done yet, as he will have the inside line going into Brooklands. You can see just how close he was on the exit, so I couldn't pull off to the left and go defensive. As we are coming into Brooklands, he wasn't quite able to make it stick on the inside due to his dead tires, which means we are going to come out ahead on the exit and get the move done. 2 laps later, we are going to let Valles go, who was by far the fastest guy on track. He started last as he couldn't complete the quali and finished in second place, just over 1 second behind the first. Again, there was no point in fighting him and losing time, as we still had 30 minutes to go. 10 minutes later, we caught up to Wilkinson as well, who was also struggling on tires a lot. He was running in first place for quite a while until he started dropping off massively. Same situation as with Gardner, bad line through Abbey and the farm. We dive up the inside very aggressively with a move right out of the Max Verstappen School of Racing to complete the overtake without losing a lot of time. As we skip another good chunk of the race, and with 15 minutes to go, we see Diggles, who overtook us earlier, pulling off to the side of the road. I don't know exactly what kind of issues he had, but with him being out of the race, it means we are on a podium position. And that was about as much action as I got out of this race. I guess sometimes you can have a good race that just doesn't end up being good content. It was a very solid race for me. I qualified in P5, finished in P3, didn't put a foot wrong all race. There just wasn't much going on around me. Nevertheless, I wanted to upload all the league races I participate in, so I'm going to upload this one as well. You can see the final results on screen right now. I hope you enjoyed this video anyways, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow and is greatly appreciated. See you next time.